Welcome! You're on the Malika.vedic Astrology channel, and this is your forecast for July. Dear Geminis, this month it's as if the universe itself has decided to boost your wallet and your self-esteem at the same time. And before we begin, one important note. The predictions given here are based on your rising sign, your ascendant. This isn't Western astrology, this is Vedic astrology. Be sure to check out the first video on this channel, where I go into detail about the differences between Western and Vedic astrology. And if you don't know your ascendant sign yet, just write to me with your date of birth, exact time of birth, and place of birth, and I will help you determine it absolutely free of charge. All contact information is provided in the video description below, and I have a small request for you. Let's perform a small experiment. Please return to this video at the end of July and share in the comments how the prediction manifested in your life, what truly aligned with your experience, and what unfolded differently than expected. It is quite interesting and important for me to collect this feedback together with you. This way, you yourself will be able to witness firsthand what Vedic astrology truly is and precisely how it functions. So, let's talk about July for Geminis. What is this month all about? For Geminis, July is a month where your personality temporarily takes a back seat and the issue of resources comes to the forefront. What you possess, what you hold dear, and your worth in the most literal sense of the word. The core theme revolves around money, personal values, and the assertive voice you use to express them. And it is precisely here that Jupiter, in its exaltation, makes its grand entrance this year's most potent and auspicious transit. The first half of the month is very personal and active, yet it's also accompanied by the somewhat decelerating influence of Mercury in retrograde motion. The second half of July feels warmer, bringing a genuine financial and emotional flourishing. We will now go over everything in detail. Mars is in your 12th house in the sign of Taurus. The 12th house represents solitude, concealed processes, expenditures, spiritual practices, rest, and all that transpires behind the curtain of your apparent life. It's a place where energy isn't expressed outwardly, but turns inward. Mars here represents energy that can't find a direct outlet. In practice, this could manifest as, perhaps, you suddenly realizing you're not sleeping well, or maybe your money just seems to slip through your fingers and you don't even notice it happening. There might be irritability for no apparent reason. The energy is there, but applying it right now isn't easy. This is a good way to release tension. For example, you are able to fully release this energy. Channel that energy into some form of physical activity. Whether it's running, walking, or swimming, absolutely anything works. Let this energy find an outlet through your body. The Sun is in your first house in Gemini until July 16th. The first house symbolizes you, your physical body, your life force, your character, and how others perceive you. It's the most personal house in the chart. It's the place of your identity, the house of self-expression. And the Sun is directly in your very own sign. This marks your yearly personal pinnacle of visibility. You're getting noticed more than usual. Your self-confidence is growing and you feel a desire to express yourself. And this might truly seem like an opportune moment for an interview or even for making a very strong self-presentation. Maybe an important meeting where you have the opportunity to make a truly significant impression. You literally glow as if you're stepping into the limelight. This is a good time to take matters into your own hands. Venus is in your second house in Cancer until July 4th. The second house represents money, possessions, your values, and everything you consider your own. It is the house of family and bodily pleasures. It's what gives you a sense of stability and security. At the very start of the month, Venus illuminates this area with a warm light. Venus is, after all, the planet that represents luxury, beauty, and pleasure. and you may find yourself wanting to buy something pleasant, to treat yourself. Just be aware that at this time, money slips through your fingers much more easily than usual. So go ahead and enjoy yourself, but don't overdo it. Mercury is in the second house in Cancer until July 7th. Then it goes into retrograde motion and returns to your first house. In early July, Mercury is in your second house. Your thoughts will be actively focused on money, values, and financial plans. Then, on July 7th, your ruling planet Mercury goes into retrograde motion, returning to your first house, and for Geminis, this is an especially noticeable shift. You might feel a desire to reevaluate yourself, your schedule, your plans for the entire month. Whatever you decided in early July, you will want to reevaluate by mid-July. There's a strong possibility of miscommunication, where you might be misunderstood, or you could unintentionally say something that you didn't truly intend to convey. Not the best time for crucial personal announcements or decisions. Give yourself a well-deserved break now, as this retrograde motion will continue until early August. The background of the month is Rahu in the 9th house in Aquarius. The 9th house represents philosophy, worldview, higher education, and the realm of our teachers. These could involve long journeys abroad, unexpected good fortune, or even a profound spiritual quest. The search for a spiritual path. Rahu here, all month, intensifies the pull toward new philosophical views, long journeys, and unconventional mentors. And there might be an opportunity to study under someone who is quite fashionable and prominent, but it's crucial to assess their actual worth, rather than simply being swayed by their public reputation. Because Rahu is a shadow planet, and in this position, it really tends to create more illusions and fog, so it's always best to thoroughly double-check everything. Ketu is in the 3rd house in Leo. This house signifies communication, personal efforts, and courage. It's the house of short trips, younger siblings, and your immediate circle. And Ketu here contracts everything. It creates a slight detachment from your usual communications, and it might seem that ordinary conversations with friends or relatives no longer bring the same enjoyment as they once did. This is an invitation to speak about more profound matters. Saturn is positioned in the 10th house in Pisces. The 10th house encompasses career, professional reputation, your status, the public arena, and your relationship with your superiors. And Saturn here, throughout the entire month, steadily builds your career. It emphasizes discipline, sustained effort, and unwavering consistency, rather than fleeting bursts of ambition. The main event of July is Jupiter in exaltation in the 2nd house. Jupiter is in Cancer all month, and for Jupiter, Cancer is the sign of its exaltation, of its maximum strength. It's like a planet at the absolute peak of its capabilities, generously giving forth all of its very best. The 2nd house symbolizes money, resources, personal values, and the way we communicate through speech. And when the most benefic planet stands here at its maximum strength, this provides the most powerful support for your financial well-being. This can manifest in a very concrete and specific manner. For instance, it could manifest as an unexpected bonus, a substantial salary increase, a very favorable job offer, a successful deal, or even a purchase that turns out to be far more advantageous than you had initially anticipated. A large sum of money may come your way, for example, an inheritance, a return of an old debt, or a bonus, and your voice and speech become especially significant here. What you speak concerning money and values will be truly convincing, drawing in the most suitable individuals. Jupiter remains in Cancer until the end of October. For Geminis, this is one of the best periods of the year for financial growth. And on the 16th of July, the Sun aligns with Jupiter, and that's precisely when this influence truly shines forth. Starting from July 4th, Venus makes its transit into the 3rd house. This 3rd house is the domain of communications, social connections, personal initiative, bravery, short journeys, and your immediate surroundings. And Venus arrives here to Ketu, who is already present, enlivening communication with a renewed warmth. You'll feel a desire to speak beautifully, persuasively, and with pleasure. This is an excellent moment for a significant conversation, for penning something that truly ignites your inspiration, or for embarking on a delightful, brief journey with someone dear to you. The Sun moves into the second house, into the sign of Cancer, from July 16th, joining the Jupiter in exaltation in the second house, which is the sphere of money and values. And the Sun here provides willpower and clarity. Jupiter brings growth and blessings. And together in this house, the house of money, together they bring about a period of genuine financial flourishing. You may receive significant news regarding your income, perhaps the long-awaited approval of a loan under very favorable conditions, or an advantageous job offer or business deal that is being finalized precisely at this moment. Utilize these weeks to openly articulate your value, and your voice will undoubtedly be heard. So, let's briefly discuss health, career, and finances. Romantic relationships and financial matters for Geminis during the month of July. Health in July. The underlying tension from Mars in the 12th house often reveals itself as insomnia or an inexplicable sense of anxiety. Don't hold it in. Discover a method to let that energy flow through your body. Anything at all, a run, swimming, or any kind of movement. This works especially well during this period. Geminis are physically connected to their hands, shoulders, and nervous system. Mercury's retrograde motion on July 7th can lead to absent-mindedness and a slight mental overload, especially if you communicate frequently. Grant yourself a well-deserved pause from the incessant informational noise. Jupiter in exaltation in the second house serves as a profound source of inner tranquility. The more stable your financial foundation, the more effortlessly you can truly breathe. Money in July. For Geminis, July is truly one of the most favorable months of the year for finances. Jupiter in exaltation in the second house will support income growth throughout the entire month, and starting from July 16th, as the Sun joins it, this effect will noticeably intensify. There is a possibility of major pleasant news regarding your finances. However, Mercury's retrograde motion on July 7th strongly advises against rushing into any new financial agreements. Instead, it would be much more beneficial to thoroughly review or clarify existing matters rather than signing anything new at this very moment. What does July hold for a Gemini's career prospects? Rahu in the 9th house really opens up unconventional career paths through education, foreign connections, or even unusual mentors. This can bring unique opportunities. However, always check the reality behind attractive offers. Sun in the 1st house until July 16th boosts personal visibility. This is a good time to make yourself known, to put yourself out there professionally. After July 16th, when the Sun aligns with Jupiter in your 2nd house, your focus will then shift towards the financial results of your efforts. And here, significant professional success, expressed specifically in monetary terms, is possible. And what about love? And what will be with Gemini's romantic relationships? For those of you in a relationship, Ketu in the 3rd house creates a feeling that your usual conversations with your partner may not bring the same depth as before. This presents an opportunity to discuss more authentic matters, moving beyond just everyday trifles. And starting July 4th, Venus enters the 3rd house, bringing a warm, communicative boost to your relationships. This is an excellent moment for an open, heartfelt discussion, or perhaps a brief shared journey. And when the Sun aligns with Jupiter in the 2nd house on July 16th, the discussion of common values and mutual resources might become prominent in your relationship. You might make some significant joint acquisitions or have a candid discussion about your shared future together. For those who are single, new connections are most likely to be formed through short trips within your immediate surroundings or at those crucial moments when you are openly speaking about what truly matters to you. Venus in the third house favors meetings through communication, movement, and perhaps even social media. The main message for July is your voice and your value are not separate things. This month clearly shows that when you speak about yourself and your resources with honesty and confidence, the world responds accordingly. Jupiter in exaltation in the second house serves as a potent reminder that you are truly worth more than you typically believe. Gemini, my dears, that was a general transit forecast for your sign. However, your individual natal chart will illuminate which specific themes will be paramount for you personally and precisely how powerfully these transits will manifest within the unique tapestry of your own life experiences. For a truly precise and in-depth analysis, I will need your exact birth date, the exact time of your birth, and your birthplace. All contact information is below this video. Have a truly wonderful July, dear Geminis. May your wallet and your self-confidence grow together hand in hand this month, thriving harmoniously and steadily. May you prosper in every way imaginable.